What's your full name?
My full name? With Frangica or Bono?
Um,
No.
yeah. What's your first and last name?
My name is Domenica Frangica. My family comes from Sicily. I came in 1958. I was 8 years old, and my father had preceded coming here 9 months, and we came 9 months later. My grandmother's name was Domenica Girardi. I can't even pronounce it. Domenica Girardi Bono. She first came to America when she was 12 years old with her father and her uncle. And they were here for 5 years, and after that she had to return to Italy because her mother had an accident and passed away. No, I never met my grandmother. She died before I was born. She died in 1946. The story of my grandmother was passed on to me by my father. I was always interested in knowing my family history, and especially since I never knew her, I wanted to know everything about her. My great-grandfather came here. He and his brother wanted a better life for their family, so they decided to come to America with the intent of bringing everyone else over later on. But unfortunately, while they were here, my grandmother in Italy, his wife, passed away. She fell through an opening in the roof and broke her neck and died, leaving behind 5 children, which included my grandmother. So my grandfather had to go back. When he went back, unfortunately, his sister-in-law, his brother's wife, had been widowed, and she liked my grandfather, and decided to go after him, and so he remained and married her, and my grandmother ended up staying in Italy.
No,
My grandmother did not have a very happy time after that. Her stepmother, which was also her aunt, mistreated her a little bit. She preferred her daughter to my grandmother. And so my grandmother put it into her head that when she was old enough, she would leave and come back to America. And which is what she actually did after she was married. She had a child. He was 6 months old, and she decided she was leaving. And they came to America. That was my Uncle Lou. He was their first child. My father came 2 years later, and he was born here in New York City. And they were happy. He worked at my grandfather worked at the docks on ships that came over from Europe. And they were happy. And then my grandfather got sick, and the doctor unfortunately told him he had to go back to his native land, which was totally ridiculous. So my grandmother didn't want to stay. He told her to stay with the children, but she didn't want to stay here alone. So they went back.
Why do you think it's important to keep her story alive?
Well, it's the history of my family. It's the reason why I'm here. The reason why we're all here. You know, my father's dream was to come back because of the stories that he was told of their life here, and the vision that he had of a future for us. And so because of her, that's why we're here. So I think it's important for you, all as my grandchildren, to carry on this story and tell it.